Hello. My cat Adia is probably gonna meow like 10,000 times because she wants attention. Right when I sat down to go live, she wanted all the attention. Hi, Adia. So I was chatting with a guy earlier today, and we were talking, of course, about life coaching, and he was like, yeah, I think it's like a really, credible thing. I just like don't understand how it works and like what a life coach does and like how they help you and like how to know which one to hire. He was like, it's just like seems like such a unique industry that's like 50% of people know it and trust it and have done it, and then 50% of people are like, what is that? So it has a stigma for sure, just like therapy. Therapy has a stigma too. Some people love therapy, they swear by it, they think that everyone should be in it, and other people are like, I don't believe in therapy. And other people are like, oh, if I go to therapy then I need help and there's something wrong with me, and they're just like not always willing to go. With life coaching, there are stigmas too, like, oh, that doesn't work, or what does that even mean, or what kind of training do you go through? Like, a lot of times people ask me, like, do you have a degree in psychology? I think that's so cute because no, I actually don't have to know much about the brain to coach you. So as I was chatting with this guy, I shared with him information on how the life coaching industry actually is regulated at the professional, legit, credible level, and how not everybody knows about this. And it was a great conversation. He loved it. So I wanted to share a little bit of it with you so that you can learn something new today. And also, when it comes to life coaching, or you meet a life coach or you're here life coaching, you feel more empowered on the subject instead of like, what is this? What's going on? Because coaching, I can tell you from experience, being a coachee and a coach is so life-changing. It's incredible. So, of course, there's totally differences between life coaching and therapy. Like, absolutely. There's also a little bit of overlap in you're working with other humans and you're holding space for them and you're helping them. So, there's going to be emotions and things that come up, and a good life coach will make you feel emotionally safe to share whatever's going on. So, basically, there's not certified, unregulated life coaching. Anyone can go out tomorrow and be like, I'm a life coach. That does not mean that they can help you necessarily. Although I have worked with coaches in the past that were not certified that did help me, I personally, for myself, found it more helpful to go with a coach that was professionally trained and certified. And I noticed that before I became professionally certified as a life coach, I was helping people, but when I became professionally certified, I was helping people so much more with more lasting change on a deeper level because I wasn't just telling them what to do. And my business grew as well when I became certified. It was really funny. So before I was certified, right, like clients would have a session and we would just talk about what's going on for you lately. And I would subscribe them resources, and I would subscribe them suggestions and practices and affirmations, all kinds of things. I would kind of give them a little, not necessarily homework, but just like feedback and suggestions on what to do, and then specific resources to go along with that. But after going through training and getting professionally certified through a program that is accredited through the International Coaching Federation, I went from telling people what to do in my career to asking them questions. And I remember in my training, I was like, wait, we're just asking questions? Like, how is that going to help people? But it's actually more effective than telling people what to do, because as I was asking specific questions based on what people were sharing with me that they were struggling with or wanting to work towards, I was able to help my clients source their own solutions from inside of them through specific questions. And so then when we have those new solutions, maybe they're old solutions that they just forgot about, it could be anything, then I guide them to implementing those new practices and solutions into their life going forward. So in every session, we talk about accountability, action plan, next steps, things like that, because information is literally pointless without action. And it's crazy because I show up the same way as a life coach with all of my clients, but not everybody follows through. So not everybody is going to get results, because a life coach can only show you the door. You have to be the one to choose to walk through it. Meaning, a life coach can fully show up for you, but you have to make the choice to be consistent with your action plans. Otherwise, you're not going to see results. So there is one global organization that regulates the coaching industry. It's called the International Coaching Federation. They've been around for over 30 years. And they train their coaches so rigorously, you have to have 500 paid hours with clients before you can even apply to get certified. You have to pass a 300-question written exam. And then you have to get supervised in a certain amount of life coaching sessions with clients by your supervisor and pass a coaching exam, a live coaching exam. So it's not the same as therapy in that the training is not as long. Like therapists go to school for like 6 or 8 years. Life coaches go through typically a 7th-month certification process, but it's because we're not learning about the brain. We don't actually have to know about the brain. We just have to know how to coach. And the reason that asking questions as a life coach is so much more powerful than telling people what to do is because when an idea or a solution or an answer or a breakthrough or a piece of wisdom comes from within you, it is going to be such a better fit for you in your unique life situation than if I was to tell you what to do. And you're going to be more likely to be consistent with that new idea if it comes within you as well. You hear the phrase all the time, no one's going to change unless they're ready to. So if you're ready to have solutions to problems and basically move towards your goals and what you want, then questions is the perfect way, because it's meeting us in the middle of like, I'm not above you, I'm actually like at your level, and we're just partnering to figure this out together and taking it and moving it forward into your life. I'm trying to think what else I wanted to say, because this can be a really long video. I'm not saying that like uncertified coaches can't help you, but I am saying that a coach certified through the International Coaching Federation is going to be able to help you on a deeper level, because they're not going to tell you what to do. Even if we have a suggestion, we're supposed to ask permission first before we share it, because we want you to be ready and open and willing to receiving advice or suggestions. And we want to make sure that we go about it in a really intentional way. Otherwise, it's just not as effective. And so this is also one of the reasons that I think professional certified coaching is so powerful, because I've tried so many external self-help and self-improvement resources. I mean, books, programs, I've done group stuff. I've also hired coaches that weren't really certified. And YouTube videos, articles, like all the things. And although that stuff was helpful, I never implemented it. I never implemented any of the new learning into my life, so I didn't see lasting change. And that's why I call life coaching the most valuable self-improvement resource, because not only are you getting new information that comes from within you that is going to fit your life so much better and show you that your answers are within you all along, you're also going to actually take action on that information and apply it and implement it and embody it in your life week by week. And then you look back after a few weeks or a few months and you're like, wow, everything's different. It's so fascinating. And another reason that working with a life coach that is certified, professionally trained through the ICF is because if we're coming to a life coach and we're wanting them to just tell us what to do, that means that when we're done working with our coach, we are going to still be seeking someone to tell us what to do. And that's not going to serve us in the long run. Like advice and things like that are, helpful sometimes from like friends or family. But if we're like feeding into that codependency of like, I need someone to tell me what to do, I need someone to tell me what to do, I need someone to tell me what to do, it's like, that's not ultimately serving you. Whereas a professionally certified and trained coach is going to ask you questions, and over time your brain is going to carve new neural pathways and new ideas and solutions to things that you didn't think that you had but were within you the whole time. You're going to be able to coach yourself after the coaching is over, because you're going to learn how to ask yourself the same questions that I will be asking you. And every question is different. It totally depends on the coaching request. So in every session, an ICF certified coach will ask you what you would like to focus on. It's client-led. You pick the topic. And then depending on what you bring up, we ask you specific questions, open-ended, solution-focused questions to get your brain to light up, to carve new pathways. Because when you're talking and you're thinking and you're coming up with this stuff, it's going to stick. You're going to remember it more. And it, like I said, it's going to fit you better. Whereas when someone else is talking and giving advice and teaching and mentoring and consulting, which is different than coaching, your brain is not as lit up. It might not be carving the same new neural pathways, because we're thinking about 60,000 thoughts a day, and a lot of times they're the same thoughts, and a lot of times they're negative thoughts. So, yeah, it's crazy to me, because a client could come to me and be like, I'm feeling overwhelmed, or I want to make more money, or I want to deepen my spiritual connection, or I want to grow my business. But within each topic, there's like a whole world of stuff. Sometimes someone wants to work on a relationship. It's like, okay, within the realm of relationship, like what within that realm do we need to address? I can't know that, right? Only my client knows that. They would know whether it's intimacy in the relationship. They would know whether it's communication. They would know whether it was like money problems. Like they would know whether it was like parenting stuff. Like I have no idea like what within that. So that's why the questions and the exploration and the deeper levels of awareness and the curiosity is so powerful, because you guys know your life better than I do. And so ICF trained coaches, actually, we don't have to know about the requests that you bring. You could bring literally anything and we could help you. It's freaking amazing. I don't have to know about your subject to help you. Isn't that nuts? You could be asking me about like how to create a retirement plan. I don't have to know about the retirement plan. I just have to coach you. What about making a retirement plan do you need help with? Well, I met this guy and he has a contact for a financial advisor, and I think it's a great idea, but I'm just like feeling really nervous because I got screwed over in the past by another financial advisor, and so I don't know if I want to do it. It's like, I would never have guessed that. So, okay, what would it have to take to move forward on speaking with him, or rebuilding trust with financial advisors, or how could we empower you and educate you on the subject so that you go in prepared, and then they would be like, oh yeah, you know what, let's talk about how I can increase my confidence and my boundary setting capabilities so that I can meet with the financial advisor so I can retire at 65. It's like, you guys, there's no way in a million years I would have known that. I wouldn't have been like, we need to work on confidence and boundaries so you can talk to that financial advisor so you can make a retirement plan for 65. Like, there's no freaking way. And I don't know about retirement plans, but I don't have to. I just need to know where you're at, and I coach you. And then ICF coaches coach the person, but not the problems. So when we coach the problems, those are like the surface level things. We might coach you on a problem, but then like another problem springs up over here, and then another problem springs up over here. But if we coach the person, which is you are at the core root of all of the problems and all of the goals. And so ICF trained coaches coach you because we know that you are the root of your problems and your goals. And when we coach you, your problems and your goals get fixed. Because we want you to change and improve on whatever ways that you feel you want to right now. That way, it wouldn't matter what problem came up going forward in your life, you would handle it differently. And you'd be able to coach yourself, which is pretty incredible. So this is not to say, like I said, this is not to say that uncertified life coaches cannot help you, because I have worked with some and they were helpful. But I did notice a huge difference in how ICF certified life coaches coach. Letting me pick the session topic, asking me questions, holding the space. I've had countless breakthroughs with ICF trained life coaches, which is why I became one myself, because I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much better than people telling me what to do. And it's empowering. Like, everything that I've come up with working with my own coach, like, I thought of it. Like, that is so empowering. We all have this ability. You hear this all the time. You have your own answers within you. It's like, yeah, that's freaking cheesy. But I just gave you a clear example of that retirement plan a minute ago, the coaching quest of that, how she did have the answers within her. But the purpose of the professional ICF trained life coaching is because we can't always access those answers. We can't always carve those new neural pathways. We can't always find our own solutions without having a guide to ask the right questions and help us on a really deep core root level. So the International Coaching Federation is incredible. Any coach that you work with, you can't go wrong, because they're going to coach you, not your problems or your goals, and they're going to hold a really good space, and they're going to ask questions, and it's going to be so powerful, and you're going to be able to source your own solutions and answers from within, not only while you're in the coaching, but after it's done. It has lifelong benefits. It's so cool. Similar to therapy, professional ICF coaching helps you change on a core level, which is going to affect you the rest of your life on this planet, and then sooner down the road, maybe you fall off and you're like, oh, maybe I'll work with a coach again, but you're not going to always be the same. And that's the goal. Oh no. I've been discovered by the dogs. So anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. The International Coaching Federation is incredible, and their tactic is so different and unique and so powerful. And it really empowers you to remember that you are whole, resourceful, and capable, all on your own. Sometimes a partner or a guide is just nice to have to help you get to wisdom and answers and solutions that you wouldn't have on your own. But you can after the coaching is done. You can totally learn to coach yourself. So, yeah. You can tell I'm passionate about the subject. I would love to hear your thoughts. Comment below, what you thought, if it resonated, if you've worked with a life coach before, if you've worked with an ICF life coach. And for the month of May, I am running a special where I offer one-off coaching sessions. It's not something I usually do, ever. But if you would like to just try one session and see how it feels for you, that is something that I'm offering for the month of May. I think they're only like $150 or $160 or something like that. Almost like the similar price of like out-of-pocket therapy is usually around $150. So I try to keep my prices actually really affordable, because I think that charging $1 billion an hour is kind of dumb. But we're not going to get started on that tangent. So anyway, yeah. Comment below, let me know what you think of this video, certified life coaching versus not certified, like what your thoughts are. And if you would like to try a one-off session, feel free to message me. You're welcome to bring literally any topic, and you will walk away with more clarity, resources, direction, and action steps to moving through problems and reaching your goals.